been writing about 6 years, and I write primarily middle grade books. So I've got 2 series. One is called The Virginia Mysteries, which is, I like to describe it as kind of like a modern day Hardy Boy, Nancy Drew books, but they're set at different historical spots around Virginia. So they're fictional mysteries, but they have a lot of real history in them. So they're fun kind of mystery adventures. And then I've got another middle grade series that's called Brother Wars, which, as you might suspect, is about 2 brothers that don't get along very well and all their misadventures. So that's 3 books in that series and 7 books in the mystery series. So those are my books, and I've been writing full time for about a year now, and do lots of school visits. So trying to stay busy with all the fun self-publishing and indie publishing and writing business. So it's been great.
I've got all kinds of questions for you today. I so appreciate your being here to subject yourself to them. Want to start with, what is it about writing for children that works well in indie publishing, since you've been able to have a lot of success doing it?
You know, when I started out, I actually decided not to try to even go the traditional route. I for better or for worse, I saved myself any of the potential pain of getting rejected or anything, and didn't try any queries. So I had started discovering pretty quickly about indie publishing, and I like to call it that more than self-publishing, but that's really what it was called back then. And I quickly found that a lot of the fun for me was kind of the entrepreneurial side of things, and starting my own small business and starting my own imprint, and trying to figure out what are some ways to get these stories out there. And I think it is a little bit different. I think there's some pros and cons to writing for this age group and trying to do it indie. You do have sometimes one of your arms tied behind your back if you're trying to get out in some of the traditional ways. But we can get into it more, I'm sure. But I think one of the ways I started to try to make it a foothold was to start writing about regional topics, and that got some really local interest in Virginia. And then over the years, I've been slowly trying to kind of concentric circle out from there, and using online tools and Amazon and different places to try to build an audience. But I found, little bit by little, it's a little bit like a snowball rolling downhill. It starts to pick up, and over the years, it's been growth each year, so it's been fun.
And now, of course, you're the sole owner of your IP. Anything you want to do with it is completely at your own discretion, correct?
Yeah, I mean, that's for better or for worse. Some people like to just be kind of writing all the time and send it off and not have to worry about it. I worked for 20 years for an internet startup company out of Manhattan. So I had a little bit of the experience of working at small businesses and kind of the excitement of starting something new and seeing it grow. So that part appealed to me. So I think it's fun to just be in charge, and it's on your shoulders to make sure that the writing is where it needs to be, and get the editing and finding a team behind it. That's one of the reasons I really don't like to call it self-publishing, because it's not a DIY effort. It's very much a starting your own small business and making sure that everything's running as smoothly, just like you would be doing if you're running a hamburger shop or anything else. But that way you can really put your ideas behind it and see what you can make of it, which is fun.
I'm deeply jealous. You never sent a single query, never had a taste of rejection from an agent or an editor, just rejection from, I assume, the occasional reader?
Yeah, you're not going to please everybody. Ironically, I am kind of thinking about maybe it would be good to try another stream and try out the traditional path at some point in the future. So I've just started looking into that a little bit. But once I've gone down that path, you can kind of get a little bit spoiled by the speed of delivery to market and having that independence and being able to do everything yourself. And some of the prospects of even just waiting what might be easily 2 years or so to get a book out can be a little bit daunting if I had the same manuscript, and if I put it through my process, could get it out in 2 months or less. So it's just a different process. There's obviously negatives to doing it yourself too, and we're trying to work through all that.
We will